Hi dear students, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to discuss the present perfect tense, the third tense in this series. Present perfect tense, if we define it, present perfect denotes an action just completed. It expresses an action that happened in the past in relation to the present, or a past action has a result in the present. The present perfect is a tense that connects the past and the present. That means perfect here means that past. We can see all of the uses of the present perfect tense in the end of this video. Example, I have walked. You have played. He has written a letter. We have bought a car. She has built a house. They have walked. James has bought a pen. Like this. Here you can see I have walked. ഞാൻ നടന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. You have played. നീ കളിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. He has written a letter. അവൻ ഒരു കത്ത് എഴുതിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. We have bought a car. ഞങ്ങൾ ഒരു കാർ വാങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. She has built a house. അവൾ ഒരു വീട് നിർമ്മിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. They have walked. അവർ നടന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. James has bought a pen. James ഒരു പേന വാങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. So you can see here നടന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്, കളിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്, എഴുതിയിട്ടുണ്ട് എന്നിങ്ങനെ ട്ടുണ്ട് എന്ന് അവസാനിക്കുന്ന പ്രയോഗമാണ് present perfect tense എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. That we have discussed in auxiliaries has and have. Has and have plus V3. That means third form of the verb, that is past participle form, will be used in present perfect tense. You can see here form has plus V3, that means PP past participle form of the verb. Have plus V3 past participle form of the verb. Has only will be used along with third person singular subject. And you can see here he, she, it, this, that, name of a person, name of a thing, likewise plus has plus V3 plus object. Finally, we have to add an object. Then have will be used along with I and all of the other plural subjects in English. I, we, you, they, these, those, plus have plus V3 plus object. This will be the form of the present perfect tense in English. We can see some time words of this present perfect tense. Time words, that means in relation with time, in relation with present perfect tense. Yet means until now. Yet always will be used in negative sentences. Yet എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എന്നിട്ടും എന്നുള്ള മീനിങ് ആണ് യെറ്റിന് നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുക. So far also, until now, ഇതുവരെ. Already, before you expected, ഇതിനകം തന്നെ. Before you expected, before I expected, ഇതിനകം. Just a short time ago, അല്പം മുമ്പ് എന്നൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് പറയാൻ പറ്റും. Ever, never. These are some of the time words or adverbs that will be used to show the time relation of present perfect tense in English. Look at these examples. You have to change the verb into correct form of the verb in these sentences. He has dash in bracket passed the SSLC already. Here a time relation is already, so we have to change the verb into V3 form. That is, he has passed the SSLC already. അവൻ ഇതിനകം തന്നെ SSLC വിജയിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. She hasn't dash write a letter to his father yet. She hasn't written, write, wrote, written. V1, V2, V3. V3 form is written. So we have used hasn't written a letter to his father yet. This sentence is a negative sentence because has plus not, hasn't, has been used there. Then the man has dash watched the film already. Look at this sentence. The man is a third person singular subject, so we have used has here. Plus watch, watched. So the man has watched the film already. ആ വ്യക്തി സിനിമ ഇതിനകം തന്നെ കണ്ടു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. Then I haven't dash visit New York so far. But I have told you I will take have as the auxiliary in present perfect tense. So I haven't visited New York so far. Here this is a negative sentence, so have plus not is added. I haven't visited New York so far. ഞാൻ ഇതുവരെ ന്യൂയോർക്ക് സന്ദർശിച്ചിട്ടില്ല. We have dash play tennis just before. We have played tennis just before. We is the plural subject, so have is used as the auxiliary in this sentence. Play, played, played. So V3 form of the play is used, thus it becomes played. ഞങ്ങൾ അല്പം മുൻപ് ടെന്നീസ് കളിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. They have dash move into a new apartment. Here there is used plural subject, so they take here have as the auxiliary. They have moved into a new apartment. Have you ever visited Paris? This is a question. The answer for this question is that no, I haven't ever visited Paris. Here ever is used as an adverb. ഞാൻ ഒരിക്കലും പാരീസ് സന്ദർശിച്ചിട്ടില്ല. I have dash never seen snow. I have never seen snow. ഞാൻ ഒരിക്കലും മഞ്ഞ് കണ്ടിട്ടില്ല. Never is used as an adverb. Thus it becomes a negative sentence as well because never is a negative word. Danesh hasn't dash see that movie yet. Here Danesh is a third person singular, so has is used along with Danesh. That becomes a negative, so hasn't. Danesh hasn't seen. See, so, seen. Seen is the V3 of see. So Danesh hasn't seen that movie yet. I have already dash see that movie. I have already seen that movie. ഞാൻ ഇതിനകം തന്നെ ആ സിനിമ കണ്ടു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. Already is used as a time word or an adverb that will show this sentence should be changed into present perfect. You have to use correct auxiliary and correct verb form here in these sentences. Looking at the subject in the sentence, they dash has or have, not or int dash by the text so far. Here there is a plural subject, so we have to use have as the auxiliary. They haven't, they have not. By becomes V3 by bought. They haven't bought the text so far. അവർ ഇതുവരെ പുസ്തകം വാങ്ങിയിട്ടില്ല. He dash has bar have. We have to use correct form of the auxiliary from that bracket. Just dash leave the room. He is the third person singular subject, so has should be there. He has just leave becomes left because leave left. He has just left the room. They have just dash arrived here. They have just arrived here. അവർ അല്പം മുൻപ് ഇവിടെ എത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. Then you please change into questions. They dash has or have not by the text so far. Here we have changed it. They haven't bought the text so far. How this will be changed into an auxiliary question? Haven't they bought the text so far? അവർ ഇതുവരെ പുസ്തകം വാങ്ങിയിട്ടില്ലേ. He dash has or have just dash leave the room. He has just left the room. How will be the question? Has he just left the room? They have just dash arrived. They have just arrived. How will be the question? Have they just arrived? If you have to watch the video about how to make questions into English. Then what are the uses of present perfect tense? It is the first use of present perfect tense is it is used in continuative present perfect. That means an action or situation or state that started in the past and continues in the present. Action started in the past or continuing in present. I have lived in Bristol since 1984. That means and that action is still continuing, and I still do means I am still living in Bristol. Then we have known each other for years. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് പരസ്പരം കുറേ വർഷങ്ങളായിട്ട് അറിയാം എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. So here you can see since and for are used as a time indication. I have lived here since 1967. That means that action has started in the past and still continuing. Then we can look at the use of since and for in the sentences. Since that shows a particular or an exact time. That means mudal ennu venengil namukku parayam mudal. For shows a period of time or a duration of time. ഓളം എന്ന് വേണമെങ്കിൽ പറയാം, വർഷങ്ങളോളം, 1997 മുതൽ, സിൻസ്. ലൈക്ക്വൈസ് എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ഐ ഹാവ് ബീൻ ഹിയർ സിൻസ് 7 o'clock. ഞാൻ 7 മണി മുതൽ ഇവിടെയുണ്ട്. വി ഹാവ് ബീൻ ഹിയർ ഫോർ 2 weeks. ഞങ്ങൾ 2 ആഴ്ചകളോളമായി ഈ സ്ഥലത്ത് ഉണ്ട് എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥത്തിലാണ്. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് ദ ആക്ഷൻ ഹാസ് സ്റ്റാർട്ടഡ് ഇൻ ദ പാസ്റ്റ് ആൻഡ് ദാറ്റ് ആക്ഷൻ ഈസ് സ്റ്റിൽ കണ്ടിന്യൂയിങ് ഓർ കണ്ടിന്യൂസ്. Then second is resultative present perfect. That means an action happened in the past and its result is available in the present. This denotes a past action that happened in the past in relation to the present, or a past action has a result in the present. Example, I have bought a new car. Here means I have bought a car and the result is available. That means I have a car now. He has completed the painting. That here means the result that the painting is already there. That result is available there. They have reached here. They have reached here. That means they are here now. The action is over or the action happened in the past, but the result is available in the present. They have forgotten to bring the book. So that means they don't have the book now. Then third use of present perfect tense is used to present perfect of experience. This expresses what has happened one or more than once within speaker's experience. Here, I have sat for hours on the river bank waiting for fish to bite. He has stood here in this bus stop waiting for his friend to come. Likewise. The fourth usage of present perfect continuous is to denote an action just completed, an action that was completed in the very recent past. That will be expressed by just as the adverb. That means plus just. I have had breakfast just now. ഞാൻ അല്പം മുൻപ് ബ്രേക്ക്ഫാസ്റ്റ് കഴിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. Here in this sentence, have is used as an auxiliary and had is used as the V3 form. Past perfect of has and have is had. So had here used as past perfect or V3 form of have. Have is used in the sentence as an auxiliary. She has just arrived. I have just finished my work. Here in these sentences you can see the use of just as an adverb. Have you just finished work? It's a question. Yes, I I have just eaten. We have just seen her. Has he just left? Yes, he has just left. That means just will be used to show an action that has happened in the recent past. Fifth use is a repeated action in an unspecified time in the past. That means actions repeated in an unspecified period between the past and now. We have visited Portugal several times. I have flown on an airplane many times. They have seen that film 6 times. It has happened several times already. So these actions are repeated past actions in an unspecified time. Sixth use is used to express an action that happened in the past. Used to express an action that happened in the unspecified time in the past. An action when the time is not important. If we use unspecified time, if we say an example without having a specific time, we have to say it in present perfect tense. That means they have moved into a new apartment. Here, time indication is not important. The action may be happened in the unspecified time in the past. So that is expressed in present perfect tense. I have already seen that movie. I have already seen that movie. Here also unspecified time is indicated already idinagam thanne ennaanu. But time is not indicated there. He hasn't seen it yet. Here also unspecified time. He has read War and Peace. Unspecified time, that action happened in the past. Seventh usage of this tense is used to express the repetition of an activity before now. The exact time of the action is not important. Example, she has been to the cinema twice this week. And the week isn't over yet. We have had 4 tests so far this semester. I have written my wife a letter every other day for the last 2 weeks. That action is repeated and the time of this action is not important. Then you please change these sentences into negative sentences, positive sentences, and as well questions. Pause the video and watch and make it into and transform these into as I told you. Okay, then look at here. They haven't lived here for years. Here, this is a negative sentence. You have to change into a positive sentence. They have lived here for years. Then how will be the question? If it is a positive question, have they lived here for years? Then question mark. If it is a negative question, haven't they lived here for years? Then second sentence, she has worked in the bank for 5 years. This is a positive sentence, so change into negative. She hasn't or has not worked in the bank for 5 years. Then question, has she worked in the bank for 5 years? This is a positive question. The negative question is, hasn't she worked in the bank for 5 years? The next one, we have had the same car for 10 years. Negative sentence, we haven't had the same car for 10 years. Then question, have you had the same car for 10 years? Here in the sentence, we becomes you when we ask a question. Have you played the piano since you were a child? This is a question. You have to change into a positive or negative sentence. have you played the piano since you were a child? Yes, I have played the piano since I was a child, because you were a child is a question that is asked to you. So if I answer for that question, I have to change that since I was a child. I have played the piano since I was a child. Or negative sentence, no, I haven't played the piano since I was a child. If we change the negative sentence into a negative question, how will be the answer? Haven't you played the piano since you were a child? It is a negative auxiliary question. See these sentences: positive statements, negative statements, and WH questions as well. I, you, they, we have eaten. Then he, she, it has eaten. I, you, they, we have not or haven't eaten. She has not or hasn't eaten. She or he hasn't. Then WH question, where have you eaten from? Where has she eaten from? We will discuss WH questions in the coming videos in a detailed way. Then questions, yes or no question. Have you eaten? Has she eaten? Positive short answer, yes, we have eaten. Yes, she has. Negative short answer, no, we haven't. No, she hasn't. Likewise. See the next examples. You have to make present perfect questions here, whether it is auxiliary question or WH questions. Example has been given here. Example A, Arun dash. How will be the positive statement here? Arun has left. How Arun has left becomes a question. Has Arun left? Why dash Mary go home? Here, Mary go home must be changed into a positive present perfect tense. Mary has gone home. Then this should be changed into a positive WH question. Why has Mary gone home? Then see, where you dash put the keys. Here you have to change first the sentence into a positive present perfect sentence. You have put the keys. Then where must be asked as the WH question. Where have you put the keys? Likewise, you have to change these into present perfect tense. We dash we bar pay. This you have to change into a positive statement. Write a positive statement. We have paid. We have paid. Then change into an auxiliary question. Have you paid? Then second, Reena dash phone. Reena has phoned. Has Reena phoned will be the auxiliary question here. Third sentence, you hear the news. You have heard the news will be the positive statement. Have you heard the news will be the question here. The dogs come back. The dogs is plural, so the dogs have come, came, come. The dogs have come back. Have the dogs come back? Then fifth one is a WH question. What he tell the police? Change into a positive statement here first. He has told the police. Then question, has he told the police? Then WH question, what has he told the police? Likewise, you have to change these into negative sentences and positive sentences and make WH questions, make a lot of practices as well. Find a lot of examples and make your own sentences and change into present perfect tense, present perfect negative questions, present perfect negative sentences, present perfect auxiliary questions as well. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next upload very shortly.